Is this any better? Talk to me, bitches. I'm sorry, I was just annoyed that it was so fucking choppy because I have really important shit to tell all of you. So hop the fuck back on. Hop back on. Everybody hop back on. Hop back on. Hi, replay viewers. I'm digging this dark makeup with this dark shirt and my dark hair and my dark sunglasses. Can y'all hop back on, please? Okay. Here's the deal. Number one, is it choppy? Are you guys back? Is it good now? How are we doing? Are we okay? Is it choppy, Selena? Darling, how are you? Is it choppy? Is it choppy? Is it bad, everybody? Can you hear me okay? Are we good? No? Maybe? Jillian, I didn't mean to yell at you. I was just frustrated as shit. This thing's too choppy. Is it still choppy? Okay. Fuck! I'm sorry, I just get annoyed when I'm like, I have this important thing to fucking say and I can't fucking say it. Anywho. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay, so last month I had my highest month. I got this grand idea to do this EFT course, and I did my mindset work in this EFT course for $60,000 months. And I didn't hear the yelling. I wasn't like yelling. I'm talking like I'm yelling right now. And so like, I think that's sometime yelling. Like if I'm on the phone with clients, Emily will tell you from personal experience. She'll like think that she's yelling and then she'll come back around and be like all sweet and like, you know, I wasn't yelling at you, that type of thing. So that's what I mean by yelling. And I also have people who like speak really, really loud. Speak fast and you can rap. Totally. Who speak really loud and I think that they're yelling at me. And so I'm like my boyfriend, I'll be like, baby, stop yelling at me. And he's like, I'm not yelling at you. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, okay. So anyways, I love all the hearts. Thank you. Okay. So here's I got this idea that I need to do like a State of the Union address, like Molly address, like what's going on with Molly's group, what's going on with Molly, what's going on with where shit is going, what is the business looking like, and my business has really, it is. I am really excited. My business is really growing. Like, it's not just growing money-wise, it's growing, like, I'm becoming, like, a big girl in business. Like, you know, their structure and their strategy, and I wanted to talk to all you guys about all that good stuff. So, here we go. Okay, first things first. I had this grand idea to do this EFT course because everybody was asking, how do I do EFT? How do you do EFT? How do you do EFT? And part of the thing that I love to do, which I found really, really effective for me, is to do shit like do mindset work in front of you, like I'm, you know, do mindset work. So it's like I'm killing two birds with one stone, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I'll do this EFT course and I'll like, you know, it'll be just audio, but I'll do like how I would tap and show the process in, you know, on live streams. And then I'll have it, you know, put into my membership site. But it'll be like an advanced level course that you can get, but it's all in my membership site. So I had some people ask about the EFT course, and that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like talking about it. But anyway, so I didn't really realize how in-depth the mindset work was that I was doing, but the only mindset work that I did was in the EFT course, and I had my biggest month, which is really fucking cool long-term for me because it's like, number one, I found a way to create audio courses where I'm killing two birds with one stone and I can do mindset work, you know, while I'm like making money or while I'm creating, you know, a money making stream. And there's also like one of the things that I really, really noticed was I said to my boyfriend, because he was like, what's this EFT course? And I was like, you know how like you have certain things that you do, and you guys are going to totally understand this. You have certain things that you do that it's like literally on automation. It's so, you know, systematic and automatic that you just do it. But if you have to teach someone how to do it, it's like you realize that there's like 150 different things that you do and 100 different scenarios that come up, but you just act. Well, that's kind of the way that this EFT course Strip the audio from this video for podcast. Okay, cool. I just like did, was go with my tapping, and I've gotten into such a flow of tapping that I do certain things and specific things that I never like, I can say all damn day long, tap this, do that. But when I did it, when I broke it down, like I made sure that every single thing that I did for my mindset work was in that course. It kind of like slowed my system down to like pay really close attention to what I was doing. And there were like so many different things that happened, but the results were really cool for me, especially because I had my highest month and I had a lot of cool results from some of the girls that were going through the course. Now, so what I did there, so like the first week of the month, I was doing a lot of mindset work. Like there's over 20 different lessons in that course, but there's like 22 or 23, I think, but there's at least 8 to 10 hours worth of hardcore live streams where I'm tapping and going through my blocks. And, you might think that that's like, not necessarily the best way to go about it. However, I really I told somebody this because I was like, the whole discussion of like, is it proper to show your wounds and blah, 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 blah. Because you see me crying, and you see me screaming, and you see me going through the process. But the reality is that I've gone through it so many times that a lot of my wounds have kind of like gotten to the point where it's just like, it's typical shit that comes up. But I actually go through the process to break down that next level of pain, to break through to the next level of income or whatever it is that I might be. So like, I don't really have a fear of showing you that, I have abusive history and it just comes up as I'm going to a higher level. It's really deeply interesting for someone who doesn't know how to tap or whatever and is able to see how deep the tapping goes and how effective it can be at that same place. So the first week I did a lot of tapping. The second week, or the first and second week, I was in launch mode for my membership site, and I made about 15 grand for a $97 and a $197, the lifetime and the year-long membership. And from there, I'm taking that money and I'm putting it back into the membership site to get this like really profesh design team and have it all like proper and cool and easy to navigate and all this different stuff. And I put like over 60 something blog posts in there with different videos, journaling prompts, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And people have asked me, where would I start? And I still have not fucking uploaded that goddamn quick start video. And I need to do that. I'm going to do that. But where I would start, if you guys have like kind of been in there or you haven't been in there, I would definitely go to the journaling, type in the word journaling on the right side of the fucking page when you're logged into the membership site. And you're going to see about 100 different journaling prompts and a lot of different journaling questions, and start answering those questions, because you're going to find out a whole lot of your blocks just by answering those fucking questions. So, and we're doing a group call or a membership call once a month for the membership site, which I'm really excited about. So we have a call set up this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central, I think it is. It's in the pinned post. But you can basically get group calls for $97 for the entire year, 12 group calls for the entire year. And if you're a lifetime member, well, most likely that's going to continue on. Thank you, everybody. And I worked my freaking ass off to make sure that there was just everything was in there. But right now we're focused on, we just wanted to make sure everything was up and running. We wanted to get a good community going. We wanted to get a lot of you guys in there so we can get the vibe of the group and set up the proper, forums and systems. We've been on the phone with 3 or 4 different strategist people and getting different quotes from people. We're trying to lay down the contracts this week. What else? Okay. And then I had one-on-one people that, bought from me. So that was like 10 to 15 grand. And then I had, what else did I have? Oh, what the fuck? My mastermind girls are well, I had a boot camp that was there, and then I had VIP clients that were having, extra sessions. So there was probably about 20 grand of one-on-one, 20 to 30 grand actually on one-on-one, from various different things. And the boot camp, when you go through the boot camp, somebody asked me, what's my mastermind about? I've had a lot of people ask me about my mastermind. And my mastermind is when you go through my boot camp or you work with me on some level and you want continued support. And so there's a group of us that I basically coach you one-on-one, but in this group setting, and it's really supportive, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like continued support. And that's been really cool because I had a couple of girls in my mastermind. One, she just sold like 3 or 4 spots in her group program today after our call last night. One girl had an $800 day last Friday after I told her to stop fucking working so goddamn hard and take the fucking day off. She had an $800 day the next day. Another woman in our mastermind had been like really, really poverty consciousness and had a $6,600 month and has, I think that's the highest month she's ever had in her coaching business. Yeah, $1,850 after 12 fucking hours from our call. Boom. Emily's really funny. She I'll get on in my mastermind group and I'll be having a glass of wine and she'll make me laugh so goddamn hard because she'll be on live streams that I'll spit out my wine. Literally has happened. So, but as a mastermind member, you get access to my membership site and lots of other courses that I make, such as the EFT course, and you get your own weekly group call and you get access to the boot camps that I do. So it's a pretty damn good deal, but you have to go through something with me in order to do that. So if that's something that interests you, then I guess you should reach out to me. But yeah, so my mastermind's growing. And then we added in, what else did we put in there? Oh God. I had a lot of extra people who wanted one-on-one. So that was that's, adding money. And I sold my boot camp and then I sold, what else did I sell? I can't remember, but it was a lot of fucking money. And so the other part of it was, hey Jen, hey Amy. The other part that was really, really interesting was I hired a business mentor, right? I've told you guys about that. I hired this business mentor and he helped me. Oh, my credit score went up 100 points, by the way. I took out a signature loan, making payments on that. And I took out I got my first credit card and my credit score went up 100 points. So I'm really fucking excited about that shit, guys. And and we're doing the live event and that's going to kick off on November 1st through the 4th. And that's something really, really exciting because I'm going to be a little heartfelt with you guys. I have had divine visions and I'm really, really good about being I like doing shit in person. And it really represents and means a lot to me as far as how the online business is, because it's online businesses. And once you get offline, it's a whole other different realm. And obviously I'm theatrical. Obviously I'm an actress. Obviously, I like to entertain and obviously I'm artistic. And all of my really big breakthroughs have come from in-person stuff. And so I've kind of always had this vision, and Rich has always kind of had this, he's told me even before I had clients, before I had a business, he would say, I had a dream that you were doing this big event and directors were there and producers were there and people, all sorts of different types of people were there. I hope you're at it too, Jen. That would be awesome. And so I've kind of just always had it in the back of my mind that I would do it. But at the same time, I didn't want to do large events because I didn't want to become some type of internet marketing guru. I wanted to have just smaller types of events where I could really get to know you guys one-on-one and really work with you on some really deep levels. So we're doing that and that's really exciting. And it's going to be my boot camp in person. And so I've kind of been like mapping that out in my head, thinking like giving you guys a divine download of how to like work through your blocks and your mindsets on a very deep level before you get there. And then once you get there, I was thinking like, well, what would I want to go through? What would I really need and want in order to believe that I could get a breakthrough, like a big fucking breakthrough in 2 to 3 days? And that's when I was like, well, number one, we need to first address every single reason why you would be afraid that you wouldn't get a breakthrough. And then I looked at how I can create big breakthroughs for myself in my own mindset work in 2 to 3 days, which I have like done on repeat. And I just kind of like saw it in my head, like very visual vision of it. And I'm really, really excited about it. And it's like, if you're interested, you need to let me know because it's going to sell out. I'm only taking 10 to 12 girls max, and there's already about 4 or 5, maybe 6 spots taken. So if you're interested, and we're starting November 1st, and November 1st is a cocktail party in the evening, and then we go for November 2nd and then November 3rd, and November 4th is my mastermind day with my mastermind girls. So if you're interested, you need to let me know. What else? Okay, so the other cool part about everything is that we announced that they were going to have queens in the group, and I'm going to announce another queen. I haven't quite decided who she is. Oh, I haven't announced it yet, Sherry. I haven't announced who it's going to be, but Sherry, I have, I really like Sherry Hemstreet. Like, I really, really like this woman. And she's really helped, Sherry, I haven't told you this, but like just being around you and Dana's energy has kind of, if you guys don't know who Sherry Hemstreet is, you need to know who she is. She's a psychic business coach, and she helps you. I don't really even know what specifically you do. I'll message you. I'll message you. But she helps you tap into your psychic abilities on very deep levels. And I know, like I'm psychic on some different levels. And it's kind of, I've been in the shower several times over the past like couple of weeks where I've been like, I need to tap into this, I know that I've got this psychic ability, but a part of me is a little like, I don't know if I can or should because of past spiritual backlash and all sorts of weird shit that I'll tell you about later. But I've been seeing stuff like divine downloads, and it's been really beautiful to be around, people who are deeply spiritual. And I'm, like, I've always kind of thought that I would kind of bring that out more into my work, but I'm not sure if it hasn't really hit me, but I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of hit me when you guys as we were going through stuff together. Wouldn't be a bit surprised. This is kind of weird, but I was in bed last night or this morning, and I keep my room pitch fucking black. And I woke up and I saw this like, some sort of something. It was like a spiritual thing. It was some sort of like spirit that moved across my room. That happens to me every now and then when I'm like, paying attention to weird stuff, but not weird stuff, but you know what I mean. Anyways, okay, so now I'm going to go into the structure of what happened in my business, right? Okay. So I hired a business mentor, right? And, oh God, Samara, what's O? But it's not, I don't think I didn't feel like a bad spirit at all. It didn't feel like a bad spirit. It felt like I was just kind of tuning into that there are different energies that, exist, and there are. Anyways, that's the one thing that I would like to like learn how to fine tune, is to tune out bad energies and like block them on a really big level, and tune into all the powerful energies and knowing how to access them and to use them for the highest good. That's something that I'm not right now, but I would be interested in learning about that. Yeah. Okay. So the structure of my fucking business. Yeah. So the structure. So number one, I am so disorganized, like super fucking disorganized, like on such deep levels. It is ridiculous. Yeah, I know it is easy once you just like allow it to be easy. And so I was super like, here's the thing, guys. I've made over $250,000 in the past year, maybe even 300,000. I don't know exactly what the number is, and have had a really shitty, dinky website. Just PayPal. What else? Just my Facebook group, and no marketing other than my Facebook group. And I barely used to even email my list, and I'm still not even on point about that. And I'm working on that part too. But I made over like $250,000 from doing all this, and just by shooting videos like 4 or 5 times a week. Now, the reason that that was possible was because of mindset, and the way that I am so deeply focused on mindset and being aligned with mindset. And I didn't understand how very important it is to have structure when you want to grow. So I was making $20,000, $30,000, even $40,000 months with relative ease. And I was like, why am I not moving farther? You know? And then what happened is that Rich is my mentor. And Rich and I were sitting down looking at my credit score, because given that he's worked with like people who do hundreds of millions of dollars in deals, if someone missed out on a $130 million deal because their credit was fucked up. So immediately he was like, you need to get your credit your credit score fixed. So I went and took out a loan, a $3,000 loan that I'm paying off monthly. I went and got a credit card at Capital One, because that's the only place that would take me, but I was able to get a secured credit card. And my credit score went up 150 points within like 6 to 7 weeks. And that was changing my money mindset. Oh shit. That was changing my money mindset on a very deep, like energetic level. As in, like, my credit score was fucked up from years of being financially irresponsible. And I had this conversation with somebody. You cannot, no matter how much mindset work you do, you cannot allow money to flow in if you're not managing your own money well. And the reason it's not, and I kind of had to have this debate with a client, because I was like, there's a scripture, a Bible verse that says, he who handles little will handle much. And I don't necessarily believe in, Christian, I'm not trying to be religious here, but there are principles, like spiritual principles in the Bible that are very like law of attraction type of stuff. It's very like, oh, duh. And if you think about it, even if there's no God, even if there's nothing there, if you cannot handle $5,000 and it stresses you the fuck out, and you don't pay your taxes, you've got overdue bills, you've spent too much money, that is a mindset that will not change just because you make more money. So if you make $5,000 and you don't handle it well, if you made $50,000, you wouldn't handle it well. So in order for you to, and your subconscious that creates 85 or to 95% of your reality knows this. So it's like, I'm not going to make more money because I'd be a fucking nutcase if I had to handle 10 times what I'm not handling right now. Think about it. So with me, when I was doing all this different structural stuff that's like really back end, like doesn't seem important, isn't income generating activities, because I had such deep awareness about mindset work, and the way that my money mindset is I had a long list of being super financially irresponsible, such as investing in Beverly Hills Country Club and like not canceling my membership and racking up a $17,000 bill to where I never stepped foot in the damn place. That was on my credit score. That was a signal that I was insanely irresponsible with money, was insanely irresponsible about taking care of bills, was insanely weighing on me like deep shame. And so every single time that I went to go make money, I had to really forgive myself for that mistake and several other mistakes that I made with my credit in order to allow money to flow in. So when I was not only necessarily letting go of that stuff, I was actually like, not only had I actually forgiven myself on a repetitive basis, I was actually going to the bank and saying, hey, I need $3,000 or I need a loan, and I'm going to believe that I'm, capable of handling that kind of money. And here is that $3,000. I'm not going to open it because it's sealed shut, but I'm keeping it in my purse. I'm holding on to $3,000 in cash to feel more fucking wealthy. And I'm paying it off month by month because guess what? I have plenty of fucking cash in my account to pay off that loan, but it's building my fucking credit. So right now in the back of my mind, my structural mindset is not only carrying around $3,000 in cash, but it's also changing my credit score. I'm also totally like rewiring my money mindset about how I handle my finances. I have credit. I'm in the process of building credit. I'm saying to the universe, I believe that I can handle credit lines, credit cards. I can pay off my bills. I can pay my bills on time. I have my automatic payments for my car notes, my rent, everything situated. So all I need to do is focus on money. So what also happens with that is my mindset becomes very aware of if I'm thinking, oh God, money's not going to come in. And what happens is it's kind of like, okay, I know that it's not, I mismanage money because I'm handling my money pretty fucking well. Like there's like a long list of things that I'm doing to help me manage my money. So my mind knows, hey, you can not only handle a little bit of money, but baby, you're handling a lot of money. So good for you. So that's not it. So if it's not that, then it's like, is it just some stupid money mindset shit that's coming up like, oh, I'm going to run out of money? In that regard, you handle it differently. So structurally, and as we did that, he was also like, you need to look at your stats daily. You need to look at your money daily. And as we were doing the membership site, every freaking day, this was really, really interesting. Every freaking day, I would look at my stats and my numbers, and not necessarily to like, do my money mindset work, but we needed to know what was coming in because we were having 7-8 sales a day come in on average. And it's not like that because sales have like not necessarily slowed down, but it's not in the middle of a launch. So once he did that, and once I paid attention to the average amounts of money that was coming in, we had recognized that I had about $1,800 to $2,000 coming in and had been coming in on a regular basis from different streams of income in my business. So as we were looking at that, that was another sign of, oh, okay, so this is coming in, and now all I need to focus on is just making more money and showing up and doing my stuff. So then, what else? So that was that. And a lot of different things that he helped me do. What else did he help me do? Oh God, what did he help me with? Like a lot of freaking stuff. But like, structured content and looking at the way that I put out my content and giving some sort of long-term strategy and structure and doing planning. That I had never done before either. So when we had sat down a couple of months ago, or when like 30, 45 days ago, he was like, you need to launch your membership site. You need to do another boot camp. You need to put people in your mastermind, and you need to do a live event. These are the things that you're going to be focusing on. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want to do a low-end course, that's fine, but no more than one, because you want to keep your focus. Keep it specific, keep it simple. So all you have to do is focus on these things. So what happened was I was like, oh my God. But really, once I started getting all my money mindset shit set up, And I had other payment structures set up. So I received money by credit cards. I received money by PayPal. I received money from various different places. So income's coming in from various different sources, et cetera, et cetera. So the payment structures have been set up differently. I had to get my LLC set up. I talked to my accountant. I have tax payments coming in and out. She set up my S Corp and all that crap. So there was a lot of different types of, shifting and changing, and we even found different payments that needed to be made. We found, various different, just lots of strategy and structure. And I don't really talk about strategy and structure because it's not really my forte, but when you add in strategy and structure, there's a hell of a lot less craziness going on that gives you a lot of freedom to focus strictly on your mindset work. And not even necessarily that, it takes away a lot of the why am I not making more money? Because what happened to me is that here I was seeing this person like watch every day this come in out of my bank account, and was watching my stats, my sales come in, and we're like literally turning around every 30 minutes or so saying this stat. And I was like, okay, I'm making money. And like I had been making money before, but once I was like really aware of how much was coming in, and it wasn't necessarily like do your money mindset work, it just hit me on a different level, because I know that we see a lot of people that will say, look at your money, look at your money, look at your money, look at your money. And it's kind of like, I don't want to fucking look at my money. I'm not making enough money to look at my fucking money. But if you're looking at your money and you're saying that, then what kind of mindset are you putting out there? And so I had also been looking at my money beforehand. So, but anyways, back to the strategy and structure. If you're clear about your strategy and your structure, you don't really have anything else to worry about. And I also noticed that like Rich and I had the conversation about a week into last month where he was like, do you see how important this stuff is? And I was like, yeah. And I'm also seeing why I'm not making more money. Like a large reason why I wasn't making more money was because I wasn't structured or I didn't have the strategy or the structure or the ability to scale. If I did scale, it would have been a fucking nightmare because I didn't have the systems and the structures set up in order to do so. And I had a feeling like as we were talking that because those systems and structures were in place, I could very easily scale, and that's exactly what happened. So the interesting part about it is that I had been doing a shitload of mindset work, but the mindset work attracted my ability to do those things, to have my system set up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I need to announce a queen, and I haven't figured out who that queen is, but I'll announce her. What else? My live event. Does anybody have any questions? Tell people that all the freaking time. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, about taxes? Yeah, taxes for sure. But like what I see with, there's just a lot. So, and what was I going to say? Oh, but this is really cool because like over the next, we did a little bit of 90-day planning today. We looked at what I'm going to be selling over the next 90 days and what, looking at past stats from my sales, what I'll probably project moving forward. Now, as a mindset strategist, I'll talk about this too. If you're just starting, when do you hire the business manager to help with structures? It depends. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't hire a business manager. I would say that I have a business mentor or a business strategist. I wouldn't call him a business manager, but he has been overseeing, like managing a lot of my stuff. I wouldn't get a manager or a business mentor until I had landed 10 one-on-one clients and had made about $10,000 to $15,000. I think at that point, because I remember distinctly doing that. And I even remember being really, really proud of myself for doing it like that. I remember saying, okay, everybody's saying that I need a coach, 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 I need a coach. But I have spent years saying that, I have spent years saying that I was going to do stuff and been like waddling around not doing stuff for years. So I said to myself, like, I was the chick who'd say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And I never did it and it never manifested. But I knew that if I could if I really wanted an online business and I was really fucking serious about growing a multi-million-dollar business, then I could figure the fuck out how to make my first 10 grand online. And if I couldn't, I'm not necessarily saying that this is the way that everybody should think, because a lot of people need help. But for me personally, I had an insanely powerful mindset from years and years. And I mean, 15 years worth of, deep studying. And I had Rich that was not necessarily mentoring me at that point, but he was just like, focus on getting a client, focus on getting a client, focus on getting a client. And anytime, because you can very easily be distracted by all this different bullshit, and all you need to do is focus on getting your first 10 clients. And I'll also say that after I just focused on getting my first 10 clients, then I was able to do, sell out boot camps left and right. I was able to land VIP intensives. I was able to do events and, halfway sell them out before I really even started pushing them. It gives you a lot of leverage and confidence and ability. So I would focus on mindset and getting your one-on-one clients first, 10 of them, because you also get into the habit of, and I mean 10 long-term clients, like 90-day long clients, not like one-off sessions, 10 long-term clients. So she should be in business, actually having a business, so that when you do talk to a coach, unless it's mindset, I wouldn't recommend getting a business coach when you don't have a business. I would recommend getting a business mindset coach who's going to help you get in alignment for running a business. What else? Does anybody else have any questions? Helps you prep to handle it. Yeah, Jen, yeah, because I was kind of like, oh, I don't need strategy. Oh, I don't need, this stuff. And, I can still make $50,000 to $60,000 without any structures and, systems ready to set up to scale. And I don't need to talk to my accountant and all that other stuff. You can, but it'd probably be a nightmare. And most likely it probably happened way faster because my mindset was in a place of, I'm ready to do what it takes. And I think it's way more powerful to be in a space of, I'm ready to do what it takes in your head. And I'm ready to get everything in place for it to scale and to keep scaling, versus I want to scale and have all these structures in place and not have the mindset to bring it to pass. Yeah, I don't need totally. And I kind of want to talk about my event a little bit, just because I'm kind of having this divine download, if you will. Cause okay, I'm thinking, okay, what I see, because I've seen the room, we signed the contracts for the hotel. That's another thing that I forgot to mention. We signed the contracts on the hotel for the event. And it's the hotel that Rich stayed at for 6 weeks. It's a nice hotel. It also is the same hotel, but in Austin, that Carolyn Soldo, the girl who just threw the massive badass event in Miami that had over 150 people, the blonde, beautiful woman, Carolyn, her event was at the Sonesta, and my event's going to be at the Sonesta, but mine's a boutique event, less than 12 people. Anyway, so we signed the contracts on the hotels, and I have, if you want discounts on the rooms and you're ready to go, I can send you that link as well. But I was having this divine vision of okay, 12 women, and I want to be the type of woman that, or the type of coach that when you come to my event, you're you're going to have a big fucking breakthrough. Almost kind of scary breakthrough, like holy fucking shit types of breakthroughs. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, so how do you hold that space for somebody, and not only just somebody, but like 10 to 12 people? And there are certain things that I want to say and speak over the room before we even get started. So it's going to be like this sacred place that you're going to probably have some sort of intro audios that you'll listen to from me before you even get there. And then once you're in the room, one, I want to get every single possible, this was something that like came to me, I want to figure out every single possible reason why you wouldn't allow a breakthrough, or why you would say, I can't get a breakthrough, or why a big breakthrough isn't possible for you, right? And then I want to go straight into like, most likely you're going to have ideas as to what your blocks are before we even get started. So basically, I'm going to know what you really are going to have to work on throughout those 3 days. Now, and because when you say like, when you go, what am I going to, what's preventing me from getting an actual breakthrough? Then we can usually, cut all the bullshit aside and focus on why you really don't think you can get a breakthrough. Because if we really like remove that shit and we will address different types of things that are going on, then it's kind of like, exactly what you need to do in order to get your breakthrough. And if you're going to have it, you're going to have it. But if you're not going to have it, if you're not going to get your breakthrough, you will know exactly why you're not having your breakthrough, and you will know exactly what you need to focus on in order to break through that resistance to having the breakthrough. That's what I want to do, because literally, if you get that and you can't help but get that, you'll get a breakthrough. So, and another thing that I found with like in-person events and retreats and stuff is that usually for me personally, it's not necessarily at the event. It's like 6 weeks to 90 days afterwards where everything changes. Like everything changes. And so what I'll even do is kind of have that like long-term planning, like that long-term vision of placing that long-term vision in your head of what it's going to be like after you leave this place. What are the things that are going to have happen? How do you create those moments into escalating a big fucking breakthrough? Louise is going to be there, I think. She said that she's coming, but I don't want to say that she's confirmed to come. But if she is there, most likely she will be. I'm probably going to talk a lot about how the big things that she needed to have in place in order to go from 5K months to $1 million in 11 months. And what I had to do as a mindset coach to get inside this woman's head and help her get to where she was. And the truth of the matter is, Louisa is no different from anybody else. She has just as many blocks, maybe even more, than some people out there. It was just her desire, her will, her passion, her drive to make shit happen. Now, what you'll see there from that perspective is, I'll probably just set aside, if she's there, like 20 to 30 minutes where I just explain the difference between someone who's coming to this event and saying, I want to hit 20K months, or I want to hit 50K months, versus somebody who wants to make a multi-million-dollar business and wants to go as fast as fucking possible. So the vision of somebody who's like, I just want 50K months, is way fucking different than somebody who wants a multi-million-dollar business. So the mindset work is completely different, and the approach to the mindset work is completely different, which leads me to, I'll cover this in another live stream, but I kind of got this brilliant idea to like call myself something different, and that, everybody, is called, I'm going to call myself a mindset strategist. And I had a different layout for my one-on-one coaching clients, which I'm really, really excited about. My mindset strategist is because I understand how I work with you, and how I'll work with everybody at this event is that I'm going to look at exactly why you're wired the way that you are. Why are you blocking yourself from what you're blocking yourself from? Why do you want to keep yourself where you want to keep yourself? And what are you going to like clench on for dear life and fight with me basically about what you want to hold, like how much bullshit you want to hold on to and why you want to hold on to it and what really needs to happen in order to let you like pull off the fucking, clinging on to your bullshit. And I usually can do that relatively fast. Like I've done it like 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'll definitely know exactly what's going on with you by the end of the event. And I'll know exactly what to fucking say to you to make damn sure that you know exactly what you need to do. You'll walk away with a 90-day mindset practice as well. But the thing that what I'll do, I don't even forgot what I was fucking saying. The thing that I'll do is that what was I saying? What was I saying, guys? I was talking about the event and, mindset strategist. I was saying that like, there are certain things because I've stayed so stuck for so many years, like 15 years where nothing was fucking working. One of the reasons why I was like, I'm not a mindset coach, I'm a mindset strategist, is that there are very specific blocks that you have, that I have, that we all have, that unless there's certain types of exercises and positioning that you put yourself in your mindset, you will not shift. That's a sad and fucked up thing to say, but it's true. And you can get there unconsciously or you can get there consciously. Me, personally, I probably put myself through way more hell just to learn all this stuff because I was, fucked up. But there's certain things and certain principles that need to be in place in your mindset, like focus, like determination, like drive, like desire, like love, like commitment, like desire to change more than it is to stay the same, the ability to address those types of desire to stay and what you need to attack from different sides of the spectrum because your subconscious is so fucking powerful that unless it's hit in different directions, you can sometimes stay stuck for fucking years. And the reason that I know that is because I was stuck for years. So that's why when I saw because I was like, it just hit me. I'm not a mindset coach. I'm a mindset strategist because when I get on the phone with somebody, I'm not like, I don't really see myself as coaching you because I can be kind of like, just fucking do this. This needs to happen and this needs to happen and this needs to happen. But it's basically like, I kind of see your brain as a business model almost. And it's kind of like your business model is fucked up. This needs to happen over here in order for this to be sustainable and for long-term change, because that's another thing that I'll see all the time is I'll see mindset coaches saying that they're mindset coaches and they don't know how to address people who they'll help them in the overall broad sense, like, oh, you're scared of this. And the reality is they have very traumatic bullshit from a very young age that they're actually it's not necessarily terrified of shining. It's that they're terrified because they think they're going to die or something. So in other words, this person needs to feel safe and she needs to feel safe in this level and this level and this level. And certain things need to happen in order for her to shift. And there are certain things that you can't expect her to do until she's gone through those processes. So it was like when it hit me, I was like, Rich, what about a mindset strategist? And he was like, that's a really good name. And I was like, he's like all like weirdly quirky about names. Like if he ever sees this, he'll be like, I'm not quirky, but he's like so goddamn like strong about marketing and business titles. But I was really like, duh, I'm not a coach. I'm a strategist in your fucking mindset because I give you strategy and I give you structure and I give you exercises and tools. And I basically help you build a 7 to 8 figure business in your motherfucking mindset. Boom. I was so fucking happy that I figured that out because I can't stand the name mindset coach. But I will say to people out there who are like, I don't know what to call myself. I don't know what to call myself. I don't know what to call myself. No, sweetie. Don't fucking worry about that. You let that shit happen. Like, you let it fucking happen. And I always say to any girls who come to me and say, I don't know what to call myself, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you're honestly, with love, and I mean this with deep love because I understand where you're coming from, you're avoiding making money. You're avoiding getting in the game. You're avoiding putting your skin in the game and executing. You're avoiding it because I hate to say this word, but amateurs, that's what they do. And I'm not saying that I was never an amateur either. I love the hearts, guys. Thank you. But it does happen, you know, like it's kind of like it will come through. It will come through. And it just like, because there was this long period where I was like, I don't want to call myself a coach. I don't want to call myself a coach. I don't want to call myself a coach. And it just hit me. I was like, okay, just shut up. Just go do what you got to do. It doesn't matter what the fuck you call yourself. Just do the work. And that's when shit started to line up. So now mindset strategists came to me because there's a whole lot more. I'm not even necessarily like, if I get on a call with somebody for the first time, I'm not even necessarily trying to, you know, make them feel empowered or make them feel like, you know, they can conquer everything and their mindset is totally, you know, they're totally lined up for it. I'm more figuring out what do we need to have in place in order for them to succeed? What do we need to shift here in order for this to come to pass? What do we need to do? And what are the systems and structures that we need to get in place long-term wise in order to get this person to where they want to be? So that's a strategist. So I like the whole mindset strategist thing. What else? Does anybody have any questions? Thanks for all the hearts, guys. I have a call in like 20 minutes. Oh, and my phone's dying. My phone is totally dying. But yeah, that's it. And my phone. If anybody knows how to, if anybody knows how to, I got my tripod, but it, like, you can't like open it long term, and it won't do it will only do landscape. So if I do landscape, I'm like this. And I mean, like, we could do this for a little while. Yeah. Is it a mindset block if you want 50K months? No. Does that, but see, it's not turning horizontal, or is it? I looked at the thing, but I know that Kat does it. I need to ask Kat, but she's gonna be like, Molly. No, she won't. She's actually really sweet about that kind of stuff. Does anybody have any questions? Where the fuck is my phone charger? Okay, here it is. No, that's not it. If you want 50K months, that's not bad. I mean, it's 50K months. That's not bad. It's just different. It's just different. But I will say that it's harder. It starts in landscape, then turns. Oh, it does? How does she do that? I don't know, Sherry. Hi, Diane. Hi, Elvira. Is it a mindset block if you know what to do, but you're not being consistent about doing it? Yes. That's so mindset block written all over it. You're afraid of success. You're deeply afraid of success. And I hear you there, because here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And I've got to pee in a minute, but I'm going to love when I can like go pee and do fucking live streams for like hours, and it will be so much fun. But yeah. Okay. Okay, we're good. It was at 3%, guys. I was like, oh god, I'm dying. I think you can start it when holding landscape actually turn. Okay, I'll try. Does anybody have any questions now? Yeah. Lily's on. Hi, sweetie. How on earth do you get beyond a fear of success? That's a good question. Let me make sure that I'm not. Hold on. How do you get? I need to make sure it's something that I'm like neurotic about. If How do you get beyond a fear of success? That's a good question. Okay. Okay. How do you get beyond a fear of success? Let me just check, make sure I don't have a call at 6:30 because sometimes I get really paranoid about it. And I like have to check like 6 times because I'm so neurotic about like missing a call or something like that. She said 7:30. Okay. She said, hang on. Central. Okay, we're good. 7:30. We're good. But I have to pee in like 5 minutes, so I'll have to go. How do you get beyond a fear of success? I constantly run up against fears of success. So I want to let everybody know that if you're afraid of success, it's so fucking common that I'd be kind of like, I'd kind of want to like even sit down with you and basically show you that you're wrong, because we're all afraid of success on some level. I think, but that's just me. It depends on what the fear, this is the strategist coming out of me. It depends on what the fear of success is. It depends on what type of fear it is. It depends on what type of success you want. It depends on what level of success it is. So if you're afraid of becoming a famous billionaire and that's what you really want, then there's a completely different type of mindset work to do in order to get you there. If you're afraid of running your own successful business and making 600 to a million a year, then that's a whole different type of mindset work to do. What I would do with both of those is, one, find out what's the most likely, if you're not like in the $1 million level and you're going for $1 billion, there's actual fears of you actually like having smaller successes and taking shit and actually like affirming yourself and being good to yourself and being loving and caring to yourself. And I would go into that more specifically. If you're afraid of success in the sense where you're afraid of 600 to a million a year because you're afraid of the kind of power and influence and responsibility that you'll hold, well, all those are different types of things where responsibility you would want to tackle in a specific way. And if it's fear of attention, you'd want to attack that in a specific way, depending if it was verbal abuse or emotional abuse or sexual abuse that you experienced, or even if it's just that you're scared and shy, it's a completely different thing. Sometimes, like for instance, one girl that I talked to a while ago, she's really afraid of visibility, and she's the sweetest, like most lovable thing on the planet. And it's not even really that she has these big fucking blocks. She just hasn't practiced being on camera a lot. She hasn't practiced being in front of people a lot. She hasn't, been out there a lot. And sometimes it's just practice. Sometimes it's just a matter of like getting more in tune with who you are. Sometimes it's you're scared to put yourself out there and be super successful because you were bullied your entire life. It's kind of like somebody who's just scared and they haven't done a lot of practice and need to own their stuff. That's different than somebody who's been abused all their life and need to recognize that they no longer need to abuse themselves. It's a totally different type of mindset work, in my opinion. You can try to use the same mindset work for those types of situations, but from my personal experience, it hasn't worked. Not saying that it won't, but my personal experience, it wouldn't. Does anybody else have any questions? I hope that answered your question, Jen. Anybody else? Anybody else? The football in the can. I have to pee. Whew. Got a pimple right there. Y'all saw the picture of me, I got this new makeup and it like smears really easily apparently. I kind of have fantasies about like, doing makeup tutorials, and I'm wondering if any of you guys would be interested in makeup tutorials. That's one thing that like, I'd really like love to do. and like basically like go get makeovers and like, teach you guys how to do like contouring and highlighting and all different types of stuff. Like I've been watching the Kardashians. That's another thing that's really important. That's true. I do need to go pee. Olga, thank you. That's really sweet of you. What was I saying? You're right. I need to go pee. What was it? What was I saying? I had something important to say. Do the makeup tutorial. I will. What are some of the signs that you may be afraid of success? I'll answer this one question and then I'll go pee. And I'll let you guys go. Yeah, Kardashians are like my heroes. And I'm not even fucking joking. Okay, how do you know if you're afraid of success? You were talking about karma shins. Huh? I don't know. Hi, Diane. How are you, sweetie? What are some signs if you're afraid of success? Oh, that's funny. How do you know, what are some signs if you're afraid of success? You're not successful. That's a big sign. That's a really good question. What are signs of somebody who's afraid of success? They're undercharging. Excuse me, I burped, by the way. They're undercharging. They're making less than, I would say like definite signs someone's afraid of success. They're making less than 5 to 10 grand a month, or they're making less than 5 to 10 grand a month in their business. They don't own their own business. And this sounds like I'm being judgmental, but it's not. It's just like immediately I would think they're afraid of success. They are definitely not working with mindset coaches. I would definitely say that. And the reason why is because if somebody's really deeply afraid of success, they usually avoid mindset coaches like the plague. They'll listen to mindset coaches, but they'll avoid them. And you know who you are if I'm talking to you. I would look at like, if I would look at that and if somebody said that to me, I would be like, okay, why would I be afraid of like having a mindset coach? If I was afraid, I would write that. What other signs? Somebody who does like one-off sessions with mindset coaches. I see that a lot. What else? Somebody who does a lot of personal development work, but you don't see massive results. Fears of structures and systems of having lots of money. That's fucking epically huge and brilliant, Rosella. Like that, like props. That was, yeah. Fear of delegation, fear of having a team, but that's not even necessarily true. Like it is, but it isn't. Like all of these are kind of like, somebody could have a mindset coach and be deathly afraid of success. Somebody who can't get along with team members, somebody who is having drama in their relationships with their family members, with their boyfriend or girlfriend, somebody who is constantly working their ass off and not making enough money, somebody who has a lot of drama around money, somebody who's like licking their wounds, basically, like, just looking at their blocks and not changing, not getting any results, somebody who is having weight problems all the time, lots of weight struggles or eating disorders, somebody who's in abusive, toxic relationships, mismanages their money, doesn't handle their money. You're thinking no time for yourself when you have lots of, not taking time for yourself, not doing mindset work consistently. Not going to, the reason I'm saying this is because I was just talking about it, but honestly, like if you're not going to live events, then there's some sort of fear of success because that's where you're going to meet big connections. I'm not just saying that because of what I was saying about my live event. I'm honest to God saying that. Isn't taking risks, isn't investing, isn't is blaming other coaches for their lack of results, is blaming their family members for their lack of their results, is blaming everybody else but themselves for their lack of their results, is blaming themselves too much for their lack of results, is constantly on their fucking computer, constantly creating content but never selling a goddamn thing, constantly creating stuff that nobody ever sees, constantly dancing in their, in their kitchens or their houses and nobody's going to see it ever, not going out to uncomfortable situations, not stepping out of your comfort zone, not doing things to make you feel more abundant and lavish on a weekly basis. Not allowing the great things in your life to leverage into making other areas of your life more successful, wanting drama, clinging on to drama, fighting for drama, like wanting to defend and pull at every single reason why you can't succeed and make that your story wholeheartedly. Past sexual abuse, past abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse. I'm not necessarily saying that all of these would be that, if you've been abused, you'll have fears of success. I haven't met anybody who's been abused who didn't in some way, shape, or form show fears of success. And I'm not even necessarily talking about, like, there's people out there, again, there's people out there who are making millions and millions of dollars, but are still afraid of success. It's just, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, for example, you could have somebody who's making shit money in their business, who's deathly afraid of success, and they won't do anything to fight through and break through the fear of success. And then there's people like Jen Scalia or me or somebody else, and you'll have fears of success, but you'll break through them and you'll keep moving. You won't let it keep you stuck. You talk in absolutes and it's not possible or it's so hard. Yeah. Perfect fucking example. Rosella, you're damn good. Gary Vaynerchuk. That makes scared of success. And I'd say that to the motherfucker's face, like, wholeheartedly. That man is terrified of success. Why? Because if he let go of his need to work so goddamn hard at every fucking thing and everything, you need to work so fucking hard in order to make shit happen, that motherfucker would own the goddamn Jets right now. He wants to own the fucking New York Jets. If he didn't fucking go into the whole bullshit story, if you need to work so goddamn hard all the fucking time, then he'd own the fucking Jets, because he makes it so goddamn hard on himself in order to own the Jets. And that motherfucker, if he let it be just a smidge more easy for himself, he would own the goddamn Jets. And if you guys want to fucking send him that shit, please, I welcome it. Hi, Gary. How you doing? It's what he talks about with immigrant mentality. Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of like, he's like, it took me 35 fucking years to get here. And I'm like, dude, don't you know that you're like fucking yourself in your ass from your dreams because you're like so adamant that it's got to be so fucking hard, and so you're making this New York Jets shit so fucking hard to do? If you'd shut the fuck up and stop saying that it's so fucking hard to do, you'd own the goddamn Jets. And he's so goddamn like clenching onto that whole story of it's got to be so hard because, like, what happens? Like, let's say that the motherfucker hired a mindset coach, right? And what he would have to do is he would have to let go of the whole needing to work so goddamn hard. Like, it needs to be so fucking hard because, and that would be really fucking hard for him to do because of how much he fucking talks about, you need to work so fucking hard. But anyways, I'm going to get off now because I really do have to pee. Yeah. Hire Molly for Mindset. Ba-boom! Okay, I love you guys. Have any questions, concerns, want to get to the boot camps or EFT course or whatever the fuck I mentioned, PM me. I have 3 more spots left for my virtual boot camp that starts on Friday. And if you wanted the live thing, you can do both of them. Kat Laturzo, Kat and I have been working on that. Kat's my client. And I've said to her on more than one occasion, and she's posted in her blogs that she even did a blog post about my mentor asked me, when am I going to release the struggle? And she's talked about that. She's released a lot of that struggle. She didn't get from $80K a month to $315,000 in less than a year by not letting go of it. And I was like, you know, let go of the goddamn struggle. Why are you making it so goddamn hard? And she still knows how to fucking work it and like hustle her ass off. And you don't necessarily have to, like, you know, you can still hustle your ass off, and it doesn't have to be so goddamn hard. And like, that's just, you know, I'd rather be somebody like Kat than somebody who's not hustling at all. But I have to pee. Her September was it was 300. I don't know if it was 400,000, but it was 315K that she announced publicly on her live stream. It was. I need to ask her, because it could have been, because she sometimes makes about 80 grand a week now. Because how much is my boot camp? My boot camp is $19.97, and if you come to the live event and the boot camp, it's $29.97. So if you do the event, it's $19.97. If you do it's $19.97. If you do both of them, it's $29.97. I think I heard more license. You probably did. I've been at the spa in super awesome massages and getting all sorts of cool stuff. It's like we can either do the work loving it or do the work from struggle mode, and that's the energy we put out. Yep. And you can sometimes just make it harder on yourself because you think that that's what makes you more worthy. I've seen that a lot too, but I have to go because I really do have to pee. I love you guys. If you have any questions, hit my ass up. Okay, love you. Bye.